Hi, what is this video? This is about 100 grams or 99.9 grams or around 100 grams, so a wormwood. I'm trying to make a wormwood type insecticide because I found online from sources that wormwood, there are sources that say that particularly this type of wormwood, which I bought from Etsy, wormwood in general has been used in the past as an insecticide because the wormwood chemical, when used with, this is rubbing alcohol, you can use ethanol in that. And what I'll combine it with is a little bit of mineral oil, because mineral oil slightly enhances the toxicity of the material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up and do extract. Before I do anything, what I'm going to start to do is make sure this entire setup is with limited amount of moisture, except for the amount of air that's in the setup, because too much moisture can ruin your product. I found this that this could happen because it could interfere with the leaves and that kind of stuff when they're this is the alcohol when they're being exposed to moisture and that. So you have to be very quick. And as you can see, just give me a moment. This takes the time. This takes a little bit of time to adjust it. As you can see, I've put a type of gas stopper device on top of the condenser, so I can open it and close it. But I want it closed so no vapor pressure can build up, and I'll have this closed. So what I'm trying to do now, is oh, sorry for the angle. This is a bit tricky with this camera and this tripod, but I will add the isopropanol alcohol and then get it to stir. As you can see, I don't think it's enough. It's too resiny to do, so I'm gonna have to add more rubbing alcohol. I'm gonna have to be back. I underestimate the amount of alcohol needed for the material. Sorry about that. As you can see, it's barely. I'm gonna have to just start pouring in the alcohol. There, that should be enough. That's probably about, let me see, 700, 800 milliliters of solution. And that will condense. That's what you really need to start working. If you don't have enough of the alcohol and the resin, what will happen is you get a sticky sludge and it won't work properly. So if you don't have enough of it to have the alcohol, and you have too much of his not the resin, the wormwood stuff, because it's so fine that you will. And as you can see right now, I'm gonna. It's going to take some time for it to stir because it's so much. I might start stirring it manually with a glass stir rod at first. Before I put in the mineral oil, I'm going to have to again stir it a little bit to see if I get this to. it might have to heat up and get the stuff to break down, and then it will float up and I can get the stir. So this might take some time. This is part 1, and then I'm gonna have to make it airtight as much as possible so there's no real. As you can see, it's starting to flow in the top, but this would take some time. Right now it's at 19 degrees. I want to get it 60, and that's a lot of alcohol, so this would take some time for that to take effect. As this is an interesting video, I'm not done with it yet. I need to add a little bit of mineral oil. That's a lot of alcohol. This 4 liters of alcohol costs about $60, so it's expensive stuff. But I can't afford ethanol because ethanol is not available, and like a liter of ethanol will cost me about $70, $80, so I can't really get ethanol very quick. I can't really afford it. So I'm going to add a bit of mineral oil. I'm sorry if you can't see it, but I have trouble. I really have trouble moving this and doing it at the same time without risking spilling anything on the hot plate and ruining a really expensive hot plate that costs me about $900. So I don't want to do that either. So I have to be a little bit prudent with what I do. But as you can see, this should work very well at making an experimental but a very effective insecticide, because what will happen is the leaves and the material, it's starting to stir a little bit. I wish I had my flashlight. Let me give you a second. You might be able to see. I have my flashlight. I was using it for something else. I can't find it, but I have an option on my phone. So I'll just press this flash thing on my phone, and you'll start to see. If you zoom in, you might be able to see. Do you see that? That's the stirring function of slowly it's starting to stir. This is going to take a long time for this tea-like material or the as well as the hot plate itself to heat up. Although it says that it takes hours for this to heat up. So this is a very slow hot plate, but it makes it quite safe to work with. It's not like other hot plate. My other hot plate would reach. It was defective. In 15 minutes, it would reach 250 degrees Celsius. Which when I touch it, I burn my hand. So I have a big hot plate that was about 800, which the heat sensor, the heat processor controller, were totally defective. So if you want to get good processors, you want to get good hot plates next stirrers, I would recommend getting digital ones like this. It's just my opinion. Thanks for watching this video.